Well, Indigenous-owned firm Keewaywin Capital is Canada's first private credit fund. He certainly launched that fund, focused entirely on accelerating the development of housing in Indigenous communities around the country. Let's hear about it from Tracee Smith. She's the founder and CEO of Keewaywin. Tracee, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about this fund. This sounds topical because housing is at a crisis point around many parts of the country, including on Indigenous communities, and those are both on reserve and off-reserve Indigenous communities. Tell us about the crisis and tell us about the fund.
You know, Indigenous housing has been in a crisis for over 30 to 40 years. And, you know, this is really the first time that Canadians have a chance to participate in a fund like this. Any well-read Canadian knows that Indigenous housing has been in a crisis for a very long time. Picking up any newspaper in this country, you know, every Canadian knows that it's a crisis. So I think now is a time to start to do more to contribute so that the average Canadian can help and contribute to making it not a crisis anymore. You know, the banks sit on billions and billions of Indigenous deposits, but continue to not lend to Indigenous communities to build in more homes, fix the homes that they currently have. And I think now private investors are saying, we want to do more. And that's really what this credit fund is for the accredited investors and investors who have money and are sitting on cash can put this to good work and can actually see these houses being built and see the communities that are impacted by this.
So tell us about the fund. Tell us its name. Tell us how much was raised. Tell us who is in the who has supported the fund thus far.
Sure. So Keewaywin Capital, you know, the name means going home in Ojibwe, which is my roots. So far, we just did our initial close of 10 million last week, and we're looking to raise another 20 to 30 million by September. Some of the investors that have come in so far are Realize Capital, Rally Assets, Denda Capital, the Ta Chain Foundation, and we're really trying to, and Canso Investment Corporation as well. We're really trying to get some strategic investors who are here who really want to impact in Indigenous funding, get a return, but also know that there's a social side to this as well.
Right. Brianne, next question to you.
Yeah, and thanks, Tracee, for joining us. I think given the 44 billion, shortfall in funding and the federal government's, I believe, 4.3 billion allocation over 7 years, what specific policy or funding reforms do you really believe are most urgently needed to maybe meaningfully close the gap or the housing gap in the Indigenous communities?
We understand that the government only has so much in their coffers, right? Government dollars is really the only door that Indigenous communities have been able to knock on, and it's just not enough, and it'll never be enough. And I think the real policy reform needs to come from government to the banks to say, banks, you need to start lending more. You need to start releasing more of your capital assets to Indigenous communities and find a way to lend. It's not acceptable anymore to sit back and say, we just can't lend to Indigenous communities because of the Indian Act and you can't mortgage on reserve. Those days are done. Banks sit on $50 to $100 billion of Indigenous money, and they refuse to lend to end this housing crisis. That needs to stop. And the private investors in our communities who are coming into our fund agree. And our partnership with CMHC, those roots of policy reform around this is going to change. And I hope in the next 3, 5, 10 years that banks will do more to release the money that is actual Indigenous money back to the community to build more of these houses. And that's what really needs to change in terms of policy, because credit funds like ours shouldn't have to exist. When the money's there, it just needs to be lent to the right people.
I assume you or people involved in Indigenous housing have conversations with the banks on this topic. What do the banks say in response?
Some of the things that we hear are, well, land can't be mortgaged. We can't repatriate that asset off reserve, so we just don't want to lend. It's risky, and there's things called term loans that banks can run out of their commercial areas. They can lend directly to communities. The banks also say this is a small part of our business. it's not worth our time.
Right.
And that's just not acceptable. And I think people need to start having these conversations at high levels in the banks to change that.
Okay. How much can your fund achieve realistically in its early stages?
So right now we're looking at 50 million maximum for this first fund, and then we're already in conversation with pension funds to go for a fund 2 to go to a $300 to $400 million fund in 5 years.
That's great. And on the ground in Indigenous communities, how many units can you build?
For this first
How many units can you finance, I guess?
Sure. In this first fund, we're hoping to get anywhere between 150 to 300 units built.
Right. Tell us about a bit about your firm, Keewaywin, and tell us again what that word means.
So Keewaywin means going home, and really that name comes from my roots being Oji Cree from Missinaibi Cree First Nation, and it's really about satisfying basic needs in Canada. I think most Canadians don't drive by our communities. They're in very remote parts. But the housing crisis is very real and has been for a very long time. And this is all about satisfying basic needs to a good life in this country.